Howdy, friends. You guys want to fork around with me for a little while? Yes, friends, indeed. I got a fork for this little tractor now. All I got to do is put it together, slam this part back together, slam that part back on here, slam the fuel tank together, put some fuel in it, and if it doesn't work, slam it right up into a... No, I'm not going to do that. I do need to get this thing together, though, because I'd sure like to start on either painting it or work on something else for a little while. I don't know. I got a lot of things. Now, step over here. Let's see if we can get this back in the spot. Okay, now all I got to do is take this wide fork and just... Oh, that wasn't bad at all. Put it in its home. Run this shift rail back through it. Just about like that. Ain't much more to it than that. I got these little keepers. We'll just screw that back down in the hole. They come with some wire to keep them from twisting out. Actually, this didn't come with that. This is how it was done from the factory. So maybe, I don't know. I'll get some wire. Let's do that. Let's do it more right than wrong, I guess. Let's say that. Now, I got to put the little plunger back in. I saved that. Here's the little plunger. Let's just stick him back in that hole. That spring, sure enough. Now, this fork, and this one was a little bit tricky because it didn't want to go on or off. It's going to be okay. I guess that wasn't so bad. Now, another pin for this guy. Things are coming around. Excellent. Well, let's get this guy in here too. Oh, there we go. You do have to get that sitting in the right spot before that'll fall in the rest of the way. Oh well. It's all part of the experience, my friends. Okay. What about you? Are you where you need to be? I think so. Okay, by golly. That went together easier than it came apart. I'm glad to see that. Let me just get these. Grabbed the wrong size. Come on, fool. Was this the first time you worked on a tractor? There. Somebody in the comments on this last video said, hey, why don't you just roll your toolbox over here? Yeah, probably could, but it's right there and it's got all that shit on it. Yeah, no. Okay. Well, friends, this thing is definitely a neutral, so that is excellent news. Let me go round up a piece of wire, because being this is the 50s and I can't use Loctite. Don't take that one to heart, I could. Just going to put it back the way they had it. Let me put a little wire around these two bolts, grab me a stick of gasket glue and put a little shot on this and slam this bitch right back together, just like it never came apart. Okay, well, it looks just like his neighbor there, so I'll take that. We'll just snip that there and Looks good enough for me, guys. All right. Get a little high temperature silicone on here because, I mean, this is running at racing speeds. We might as well have the best of the best. All right, good enough for me. Let's see if we can push this thing back together. All right, friends, now this is going to take some serious precision. Yeah, serious precision. Let's see, if I put my knee into it right there. Kind of wish I could see in there a little bit better. Oh well. Let me just scooch this jack under here. I think what's happening is my jack stands down just a little far and my, you know, you can't put them together like this. They got to be more, let's just give that a shot. Can't hurt any, I'm right here. About that, somewhat. Okay. Seems like this shouldn't be that bad, guys. I mean, I've seen me put together an 1155 by myself. This is just a pinch smaller than that. Come on. Has it really been a week since I've had this apart? I forgot that there's like 117 bolts holding this thing together. That's fine. I got nothing but time. Except for I'm busy tomorrow. Got something going on Thursday. Friday is no good. Saturday's my daughter's birthday. Sundays. What's going on Sunday? Oh, senior pictures. Rough time of year for me to have a minute, guys. Now, friends, I'm not going to make you watch me do all this. Let me go ahead and get all 117 of these. All right, there ain't that many. Let me get all these bolts tightened up and in here the rest of the way. I'll catch back up with you in a minute here. Don't worry. You won't miss anything. I promise. Whew. Boy, friends, it's a hot one out here today. Oh, I need to get air conditioning. Can't afford it. All right, well, let's just drop these jacks out of here, get all this good stuff out of my way. There. This handy dandy guy out of here. Hopefully I don't need the creeper anymore. I might need the rest of these, but okay. I think now, since the lid's still off of this, would be the most reasonable time to put some, oh, got it all over me. Dump a few jugs of juice back in it. There, just there. Yeah, I don't see anything pouring out of the bottom. It's a good news day. All right, there's one jug. I'm going to go ahead and slide this floor pan back on because it actually bolts back in one of the bolts that goes into this housing. Found that out the hard way, but that's no problem. We can solve that problem right away. We'll just I'm going to put some Teflon around the threads of this thing and maybe a little silicone or something. I mean, oh, look how hot it is out there. Good Lord, somebody help me. Friends, there's probably some type of rubber washer that went in there, but I don't have that. Didn't have one in to begin with. That's why it was puking oil out on the floor. So we're just going to put this in. It'll be just fine. It'll have a fighting chance of not leaking oil, which is good enough for me. A fighting chance is still a chance. I think my oil's done leaking down. Next thing I'm going to do, I got to grab a dipstick for this. They do have a dipstick hole. This one, however, is missing the dipstick. Not to worry, I got one in my 165. I think everything's basically the same on these. I'm assuming the dipstick's probably close. Let me grab that. Okay, this will at least give me an idea where we're at. Maybe. There we go. And we are way too low. That's what I thought. Let's add some more to this thing. It would seem to me like I took about 10 gallons out of it, so, but maybe that's not correct. I don't know. I'm going to have to remember to get myself on eBay and grab an extra one of these. Lordy knows I'm going to need it. Yep. Okay. I am right at the low line. Good enough for me. I'm going to go put this back in my 165, and I'll find something else for this, but I don't want to forget about that. Well, I think the next thing I need to do is get the old top loader back on here, which I'm not sure. That could prove to be a little tricky, maybe. I'm not sure. Kind of looks like that stick will pull out of there. But at the same time, with the pin out of it, because there is a pin that's in it, the pin's out of it. And again, guys, I don't know if that collar twists off and that thing comes out, but it's spring-loaded. So I almost think I could probably set that right on top of here and pull up on that shifter, get it sitting in these forks, and I think life will be good. I really don't see it being much more trouble than that. But again, I've been wrong before. Let's get this cleaned up anyway. Okay, well, that's pretty good. Well, this old tube of glue here is getting its money's worth today. And guys, ideally, you don't really need to get a ton of this all over everything because, well, you got pretty good matting surfaces, but the big thing is if you get too much in here, it's going to end up breaking off, falling down in there, plugging up your hydraulic pump, and you don't need that. I mean, maybe that won't happen. I don't know. But it ain't a chance I'd want to take. I mean, there. I like the way that looks. Maybe even take a little bit off the front here because I got a lot. There, that's still more than enough. Something tells me this will just not going to go well, but what the hell, let's just, never know till I try. Okay, now, All right, well, let's just, I want to start a bolt in here to hold it still. And then I can pick up on the back and kind of see this. I mean, I can tell that one's not where it needs to be, but I can fix that. Okay, now, oh guys, I apologize. That's way too low and you're not going to be able to see a thing. But what's important here is that I can, so. Okay, so let's put this one there. Bingo. Excellent. Well, shoot, that was simple. That's the first time I've ever said that working on a tractor. Oh well, let me get some bolts. Like I said, Wyatt had all these bolts out of this when he gave me the tractor. And he gave them to me in a bag and said, here's all the bolts. Well, you know what I did? I lost them. So no big deal. I just had to, a roll pin for this. That'll work. I just went to the store and I got a couple extra bolts, like all of them. I mean, that'll be the only shiny thing in this tractor. So really, that's just fine. That'll be just dandy. Friends, I don't know how long I'm going to work on this little tractor tonight because it is just oppressively hot and humid out here today. I might not look like it at the moment, but I just got out of my air-conditioned truck. Should go sit right back down in it for a little while because this is ridiculous. Go with the shorter ones, they'll fit. And guys, I don't know about you, but anytime I go to the auto parts to get bolts, I always buy just a whole bunch more because, well, if I needed them once, chances are I'll need them again. And if I'd have just bought more last time, I'd have had some for the old bolt bin. But hey, whatever. All right, well, let me just get all these snug down here. Yeah, guys, there's a lot of work yet to do to this tractor. Not only do I have to, well, finish putting it together so we can fire it up and drive it around and make sure everything works like it's supposed to, but then I got to take half of it back apart again so I can put some paint on it. Then we got to put the loader back on. I got to put some wiring in it. Obviously, she's lacking wires. That's okay. I can fix all that. But at least I can feel good because the reason this tractor came in here, that problem is now solved. So yeah, things are moving along in the right direction. Okay. It shifts gears. It hasn't done that before. That's good. I like it. What's next around here? Probably should put the steering back on it. Get this put back together. Clean out that nest. I did not. I got to hook my brakes up. Put the floorboard back on. Put my tie rods back on. So many things to do yet. Got floorboards. Need a bolt for that one. Okay. Guys, this tractor is just about putting itself together. Couldn't be any easier. Let's see. Let's put... It's so these will basically only go on, for the most part, one way. There we go. That'll get me close. I like that. Oh dear. Oh dear. You know what else was in that big bag of bolts Wyatt gave me? The nut for that. I don't remember taking that off of there. I know I loosened the one on the other side, but I don't think I did this one. That stinks. Well, let me see what I can find. Well, that's a whole lot of nothing, but no big deal. I got the one loose on the other side. I'll just have to run back to town tomorrow and get a nut for that. Not the first time that's ever happened to me. Guys, it's just something I expect when you buy these basket case tractors that come in a basket. Some of the parts get misplaced from said basket. It happens. Okay, I get this castle nut on this side. Okay, okay, we're steerable. That's fine. I'm not planning on driving this thing out of here tonight, so that's okay. What's next? Get that rat nest out of there. Remember that from last time. That's got to go. I got to get this battery box and the throttle hooked back up. There, let's get... That's better. Okay, friends, I think for my last trick today, if I can get this guy mounted back up in his little home here, I'm going to call it a day after that. It's just so terrible out here today. I'm a cold weather person. I'm not cut out for this kind of heat and humidity. How did I get this in here in the first place? You're testing my patience there, little tractor. Okay, you just stay right there. You get your ass up here. Christ almighty, it's like I'm trying to fight two monkeys. And I'm the third monkey. Okay, you're testing my patience, but I think we're going to get you. There, okay. There. And all the monkeys came together. About time. Okay. There, she's all downhill from here. Bolting the nut here. Still got to hook the throttle linkage back up. I don't even remember how that went together, but oh yeah, I do. And there. Guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a big wrench and tighten up those two bolts. I'm going to take a small wrench and tighten up these two bolts. And that's it. Guys, I'm just going to call it a night. I got one of these Lakeside Cherry Leinenkugels. I didn't even know Leinenkugel made other things besides summer shandy because I've been a Coors drinker. That's not my favorite. Teach their own. I'll go back to a summer shandy, but I don't want to waste the beer, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Whew, guys, it's hotter today than it was yesterday. It's now, you guys watching over there, wherever you're at, maybe you're in Arizona or somewhere It's not near water. And you're used to it being 100 all the time. Well, I'm not used to it being 90. Right down there at the end of the road, that's about 3/4 of a mile away. Well, that's Lake Huron. And it's always humid here. The humidity is never below 80. So it's hot. That's enough of that. Let's get this tractor done. It's supposed to cool off next week. And I hope it does. Let's bring it back down to, like, 78 still feels hot around here, but I'd take that over 89 to 95, I'll tell you what. All right, guys, aside from all my complaining, these are the last bolts I have left to put in this tractor. There's one exhaust clamp. These are the springs for the fuel tank. That is one bolt for the fuel tank. I had to cut the other one off, as you can see by this spring, because the carriage bolt stopped carriaging in the tank. But I guess that's no big deal. So I did manage to run to the parts store this morning. I got a nut for that pitman arm. We're running out of things to do here, guys. All right, so with that, I'm gonna just go ahead and zap those two bolts tight, get a clampy-do on, fuel tank, battery. Let's fire this up, see if it works. Okay, that seems like it's not going anywhere. Good enough. And I guess there is one more thing I should probably dig into, just because I'm curious. Remember when I pulled the starter off of this and it had a broken nose cone? Well, just thinking out loud, that nose cone had to have gone somewhere. There's only so many places it could go. So there, that's fine for that. I think I need to pull, there's a little cover on the bottom. Let's pull that off real quick, see if that nose cone falls out. Like I said, might as well since we're right here. Let's see what's in here. Well, sure enough. There's only one nose cone in here, so that means that one's probably still good. Cool. Yeah, good news. Now let's just put that mess right back where I found it. Okay, at least that mystery's solved. Oh. Okay, by golly, I think the old fuel tank here is about the last thing on my to-do list. So let's just stick this on. Now, like I said, guys, go easy on me. I ain't putting all the bolts back in this right now. Oh, geez. Because what am I doing? Who am I? Oh, here we go. I got to take the gas tank back off here in the very near future to put the paint color of my choice back on it. There we go. Okay, that'll be fine. That won't. Always something to hold me up. Okay, fuel tank, good enough. Can't work any worse. Oh, we still got antifreeze. Yep. Okay. So, yeah, let me go grab a battery. No bees. I guess it hasn't been sitting here all that long. Okay, there we go. Yep, out with you. Back to the 35. Just like a glove. Okay. Let's get you there. Yeah, I'm gonna need to. That's all right. I'll figure that out. That'll probably be just fine. Let me get out my tools. My 1970s car stealing kit. All right, let's just ditch that wire altogether for right now. All right, guys, well, let's just see if it'll roll over good. No reason it shouldn't, but you know, if something's gonna go wrong, this is the time it'll happen. Wonderful. That's good news. Okay, now got my hot wire. I think all I need to do is put that there. Got sparks, that's good. Let me just set this down here for now. And we need some go-go juice. I have a funnel somewhere. Yes, I do. This is a hyper tough funnel, so you know it's going to be good. Okay, now let's say this tractor fires right up. I might take it for the longest ride I've ever taken it on. All right, fuel in. That's probably more than enough. It's just going to leak it all out anyway because that fuel bowl under the tank leaks all over the place. So I don't want to lose all my fuel in one shot. We got, okay. Fuel bowl is full. So it's probably getting gas. It works. I hooked it all up. That don't mean it's right. Okay. Well, I suppose here goes nothing. Let's give her a shot. Let me de-microphone here. There. Now let's give it a shot. Okay, so I'm going to sit right down here. Hook up my wire. Ooh. Ignition, contact. Guys, it ain't the best running tractor, but I'm sure a Kung Fu-berator or maybe a rebuild or something would fix that, but get that out and give it a try. Well, friends, I would say that a carburetor rebuild is in my very near future, but it runs and moves now. Done that better than it's ever done it before. Well, guys, I suppose I'm going to call that a successful one. Carburetor rebuilds, hey, that's no problem. I can do that in my sleep with one eye closed. Wait. Well, you know what I mean. Or I can buy a Kung Fu-berator. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But hey, success. I got all 6 gears. I got forward and backward. She's even got pretty good brakes. So I guess that's gonna do it for me today, guys. Now on to painting. I've been thinking about it. I read all 390 comments, and you know what? You guys are all over the place, which is good. I like a little variety. A lot of massy red and silver. A lot of yellow. A couple people thought I should paint it like my dump truck. Hey, that's not a bad idea either. But I think I know what I'm gonna do. So, stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Jesus. What the?